What is up, Daves? It's Saturday, and you know what that means. You're watching the number one conservative podcast in Nevada. We are a free speech organization. Check us out on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble. Go on the Pi app, P-I. Use my username at JuggaloPatriot. Get yourself some free crypto. I know I'm going through it fast. Go to Meetup, the Meetup thing. It looks like shit, by the way. Go to Meetup, Activists for Election Integrity in Clark County, Nevada. That's Carl Bunce's Meetup if you're into old school meetups and stuff like that. I'll air any video message from any candidate or for state or county GOP board or any office. If you want to send in a video, it does look like ass, and you spend a lot of time fixing it too. The Producers Guild, the Podcast Producers Guild. I gotta put them over. Thanks for all your help. Thanks for bringing me Steven, who's a tool of the. I know that it's your job, but I don't care. Steven, producer Steven, for what he did this week in his role as the Clark County GOP. You know what, dude? Fuck you, dude. I'm taking a break. It's the end of season 1. I don't know when I'll be back. We're going to get this fucking green screeny pixelization situation sorted out, or the podcast producers. I'm out, dude. Fuck this. I'm leaving. Fucking whatever, dude.
You can speak to the sandpaper of liberty and the hot wind of freedom now by going to paalive.us. That's paalive.us. Now back to Rayne, Allyn, Woot. Raw and unbagged. Getting raw in your rear. Raining liberty all over your face. Brought to you by PF3K Alkaline CBD.
What is up, raw dogs? It is me, Rayne, Allyn, Woot. Now, real quick, in the last hour, we solved the Israel-Palestine situation, transgender athletes, violence against Asians, and we had a Donald Trump interview. In this hour, I've got something kind of interesting for you. As some of you know, we're a national show. We're on worldwide on 50 different affiliates. But I have a contract with a group called the Podcast Producers Guild. And it means that if someone bails out on their show, I get to jump in and take over. In this particular instance, it's near and dear to my heart because I happen to live in Las Vegas. And the show I'm taking over for is the PAA Podcast. I just got the notice right now. So in our second hour, for you national and international listeners, you're going to be hearing some actual local stuff that's near and dear to me. All right, let's see. So this was just dropped in our lap, and that's okay. So let's get on with it here. Apparently, JuggaloPatriot. Let me paint a little picture for you. I watched some of JuggaloPatriot's earlier stuff. I keep track of what's going on in town. You should too. Watch the PAA podcast. Not brought to you by PF3K Alkaline CBD, 100% DATM certified. But the Rayne, Allyn, Woot Show is brought to you by PF3K Alkaline CBD, 100% DATM certified. On the PAA podcast channel, I guess JP had gone to a place where there was supposed to be a meeting. The meeting had been canceled. It was a bunch of drama. You can go back and watch how all that went down. There's judges involved and things like that. But I don't know why JP does this. There's a fine conservative Republican named John Lee who's going to be running for governor. And apparently, and I'm looking at JP's notes here, they're submitted into the Podcast Producers Guild, and I get access to them. And I don't understand. Everybody gets KP. You guys know what that means. If you're a a loyal raw dog and you listen to this show, you know there's certain words we can't say on the air. Everybody gets KP on their tablets, on their iPads. That's just life. And what you do with it after that, that's up to you. And, you know, John Lee took care of it in the best way that he knew how. And apparently, JP was going after John Lee while some lady was standing there at this table that people were registering at. And I guess that was uncomfortable. He feels justified. I feel like he needs to get off John Lee's back. John Lee is a fine Republican. This JP guy is going around, JuggaloPatriot, going around accusing people of being rhinos or calling people rhinos and stuff. And just because they sell, just because some of these people, let me clear some of this up for some of you people. Over the past few years, the county party has allowed the sale of merchandise by a gentleman who's just making a living. That's all. And Donald Trump loves businessmen, and he wants Donald Trump wants this man to make money. Don't you want that man to make money, JuggaloPatriot? What's your deal, dude? Are you anti-business? Because JuggaloPatriot threw a tantrum every time this guy was selling his merchandise. And the guy was donating a little bit to the party and a little bit to the Trump campaign. Everybody was getting their beaks wet. JP loses his mind on this guy. It don't make any sense, man. So here's the thing about the Clark County Republican Party. I'm currently in sexual relationships with 3 people that are on the board of trustees or on the board. You figure it out, which ones. But I spoke to David Sajdak, who's not one of the ones I'm in a sexual relationship with, because I like David, but let's be quite frank, I'm afraid I might catch something. So everybody's accusing this board of being rhinos and David Sajdak of being rhinos because they sold this fake merchandise. This good merchandise from our friends at the time in China, rather than buying from the campaign. They're calling him a rhino, and I can tell you that him and none of his members of his board are rhinos because I've sat on 3 of their faces and there's no horn. So it's all good. There's no rhinos on that board. And I don't know what JuggaloPatriot's, why his underwear is in such a bunch. This Johnny Brew guy is investigating or interviewing Richard McLean. He's some kind of hoo-ha that's attached to David Sajdak, the chairman. So therefore, vicariously, I love Richard. You can put that on a t-shirt. So Richard's doing some kind of interview or done some kind of interview on the Johnny Brew show. Let me ask you something, JuggaloPatriot. How does Johnny Brew get all the good interviews? You get jack. You get squat. You sit in front of a camera and complain about everybody else's content. But when was the last time you interviewed somebody? Carrie Buck? Nobody cared. Katie Williams? Twice? No one cared. You suck. The Johnny Brew show got mentioned in the Politico piece that we're talking about here. Because all this drama went into the courts and went into Politico, and the Johnny Brew show got a link because he interviewed Matt Anthony, who they were talking about. The Johnny Brew show's got their finger on the pulse of things. This JuggaloPatriot guy and this Political Activists Anonymous, this PAA podcast nonsense that I'm filling in, they're a bunch of jackwagons. By the way, I don't know if you heard the stinger. Let's just play that again, because every once in a while we got to promote the show.
You can speak to the sandpaper of liberty and the hot wind of freedom now by going to paalive.us. That's paalive.us. Now back to Rayne, Allyn, Woot. Raw and unbagged. Getting raw.
Okay. We got a lot of catchphrases. No, that's legit, though. If you go to paalive.us while we're live here taking over for the PAA podcast, you'll get right into the show here. You can ask me questions or you can tell me what's going on. Maybe I missed something in the Clark County Republican Central Committee nonsense. Well, what happened was David got threatened by these Proud Boys, and him and this dude named Steven, who I think is affiliated with the PAA podcast in some way, they got out and they said, we can't hold a meeting because we're getting threatened. Which is, a good thing. It's smart because a lot of old people go to these things. And then this group of weirdos decides they're going to have the meeting anyway. But no, you're not. You're not allowed to. And to make sure you're not allowed to, we're going to go get a judge to say you're not allowed to. So now we got a judge to intervene. Apparently there will be some sort of May meeting or something that poses as a May meeting and then a July meeting, because these things have to be done. And David Sajdak and Stephen, they wanted to get them done. I know that, you know. PAAlive.us if you want to jump in on the Rayne, Allyn, Woot show. Woot to the Woot. The Woot is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the mother Wooter burn. Brought to you by PF3K Alkaline CBD, 100% DATM certified. CBD will not get you high. It is delicious and good for you, and it's 100% DATM certified, which means it's good. So, David Sajdak is leaving town, and he's left us a legacy of success, and even though people have been trying to hold him down and calling him a rhino, even though he has no horn. I haven't sat on Dave's face, like I said, trying to keep things clean, but 3 of the board members I have sat on their faces, no rhinos there, no horns. But David is moving to Georgia, and I know that the Republican Party in whatever county he moves to needs David Sajdak. And the people there in Georgia, they look kindly on people that move down there that have a northern accent. They sound more intelligent. They're more willing to listen to someone like that, especially when that person speaks down to them. They prefer that. If you come in there with what they nicely call their Yankee accent, and you tell them, basically you Yankee-splain. They love that in Georgia. So David Sajdak, I know my friend, bon voyage. You're going to love it there. They're going to love you there. And everything is going to be awesome. You've left the party in good hands. Things are going to move forward, and we're going to be successful because of the work that you've done over the past 4 years, David Sajdak. And I appreciate that. Judge Elizabeth Gonzalez is handling the case. I don't know what she's decided. I'm lost. Any of you want to jump in, PAAlive.us, or if you want to jump in the comments later when you rewatch the show, and just let us know if there's any updates. I like to know these things, even though I am currently in a sexual relationship with 3 people that are on the board of trustees or the actual board. I don't know what's going on. I don't listen to them talk, you know. I'm there for one thing. Anyway, JuggaloPatriot wanted me to thank both Vernon and Megan for giving him beer money. What a grifter. Apparently, while he was at the palace, he asked for money on his paypal.me/Dyer. Okay, I don't know what that means. It's some sort of website. But he asked for money on that, and these 2 nice people bought him a beer, which he needs more of, right? JuggaloPatriot needs more mind-altering substances, alcohol, and other whatnots. I've seen the guy. I've listened to some of his music. It's a mess. Let's see what else he's got here. Oh, we did beer math. How cute. If a beer is $10 at the hotel, that's $7 with a $3 tip, but you go to Sam's Club and you pay $20 for a 12-pack, are you going to start selling beer outside of the Palace Station, JuggaloPatriot? What is this? What is your notes, man? This is supposed to be a professional show that you put on. I guess this is why you're with the Podcast Producers Guild. Is there anything else in here that you wrote that is worth reading? I mean, in the first hour, I solved the Israel-Palestine conflict, solved the transgender athlete conflict, solved the violence against Asians issue, and had a Donald Trump interview. And now in this hour, you have nothing. You have nothing. And this nothing is brought to you by PF3K Alkaline CBD, 100% DATM certified. Okay, here's something. I guess we're coming up on some sort of anniversary where JuggaloPatriot started a podcast back July 28th, 2010. Whoop-de-doo. I've been doing this for 30 years. That's the reason the Podcast Producers Guild comes to me to take over for stupid shows like this. I hope the dude doesn't come back. I hope he quit. I hope he quit. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I hope. Unity, everybody. That's the word we're going to leave you guys with. Unity. If we could stop all this infighting, if JuggaloPatriot could just get behind whatever Republican we have, be it John Lee, Kerry Buck, David Sajdak, or Richard McLean, as soon as they're a Republican, they're on our team. It doesn't matter what they believe. It doesn't matter if they don't believe quite in the things that you believe in. There's these little circles and they bump into each other and we never find common ground because everybody's so idealistic. Stop with your idealism. Stop with your principles and your morals and just unify. Unity. If it's a Republican, it's good. And I'm going to leave you with that. That's our final thought of the day. And that's something that I'm going to think about while I am having sexual relations with 3 of the Board of Trustees and board members from the Central Committee of the Clark County Republican Party. Maybe I'll open my ears and start to listen to what they're saying, and maybe we can get a better grasp on what's going on. The Proud Boys stuff fell apart. You guys can watch Johnny Brew for that nonsense. I don't know anything about that stuff. I don't mingle with those people. They invited me to speak at some event of theirs. They almost tricked me, but I do my research. On the Rayne, Allyn, Woot show, we vet and verify every invitation to speak before we even consider it. So we didn't get got over here, like some people almost got. You guys have a great day, Raw Dogs. I will see my national and international audiences tomorrow. You PAA jerks. I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Tuesday. And you PAA jerks, you Daves, as they call you. I hope your show's over. I hope you never get another show. You can come find the Rayne, Allyn, Woot show, and you can become a Raw Dog and not a Dave anymore. How about that? How about you do that?